In the wilderness, nature's greatest force is not the storm or the predator. It's fire. It's the uncontrollable, unpredictable force that can both destroy and create. When fire touches the wild, everything changes. The landscape, the creatures, and even the people who dare to face it. Humans have been battling fire for centuries. The same fire that once served as our protector, keeping us warm and warding off beasts, can also be the one that burns down everything we've ever known. It's a double-edged sword, and in the wild, the consequences of underestimating it can be deadly. For centuries, early humans lived in fear of fire. They learned to respect it, to understand its power, and to use it wisely. But the wild offers no guarantees. When fire strikes, there's little room for error. The blaze moves quickly, fueled by wind and dry brush, and it can consume an entire forest before you even realize what's happening. But in some of the most remote parts of the world, the danger is greater. Wildfires are not just a force of nature. They are a test of survival. And the people who live in these areas are often the ones who know best how to face the flames. Imagine being stranded in the middle of a vast forest with flames racing toward you. There's no shelter. There's no escape. You are left with only your instincts and the tools at your disposal. The fire is coming for you, and your only chance of survival is to outwit it. This is where survival skills become more than just an advantage. They become a lifeline. For those who have faced fire in the wild, the ability to think clearly, to stay calm, and to act swiftly can mean the difference between life and death. The first rule is to understand fire. It's not just about running from it. You need to know how it behaves. Fire moves with the wind. It feeds on dry grass, trees, and any other fuel it can find. But it can also be fought, and sometimes the best way to survive is to fight fire with fire. In some cases, experts recommend creating a fire break. This is a cleared area of land where fire can't spread. It's a strategy used by both firefighters and survivors alike. By setting controlled fires to burn the vegetation ahead of the wildfire, you can create a barrier that prevents the flames from advancing further. But this strategy requires knowledge and timing. It's not a simple task. If you set the fire break too close to the wildfire, you risk being trapped. If you set it too far, it may not be effective in stopping the flames. It's a delicate balance that requires experience and careful planning. For many, the fear of fire in the wild is amplified by the isolation. When you're alone in the forest, there's no one to help. The sounds of the fire can be deafening. The smoke can suffocate you, making it harder to breathe. Your skin feels hot. Your eyes water. You can hear the crackling of the flames as they close in, and there's no way to tell how quickly they'll reach you. In these moments, panic is the enemy. It clouds your judgment, distorts your perception, and impairs your ability to think clearly. The key to surviving fire in the wild is to remain calm, to trust your training, and to act decisively. One of the most important survival techniques in such situations is to find shelter. If you can't escape the fire, your next best option is to find a place where you can wait it out. The shelter can be as simple as a large rock or a ditch that will shield you from the heat. But it's important to remember that your shelter needs to be far enough away from the flames to ensure your safety. As you wait, time seems to slow down. The flames roar, but you focus on your breathing. You remind yourself that this is not the end, it's a challenge. And in every challenge, there is an opportunity for growth. Fire is an unforgiving force, but it's also a transformative one. For those who survive it, the experience changes them. It teaches them the value of preparation, the importance of staying calm under pressure, and the power of resilience. The survivors of wildfires, the people who faced the blaze and walked away, have stories to tell. These are stories of triumph over terror, of turning a moment of fear into a lesson of survival. As fire continues to test the limits of survival, it also tests the mind. The physical effects of being surrounded by flames are terrifying: the searing heat, the suffocating smoke, and the overwhelming noise. But perhaps the most insidious aspect of fire in the wild is the toll it takes on the human psyche. It's the stress of knowing that the only thing standing between you and certain death is your ability to stay calm and make the right decisions. In the chaos of a wildfire, it's easy to succumb to fear. But the survivors who make it through are the ones who can resist panic and focus on the task at hand. They know that the fire is fast, but they are faster. They know that the flames are powerful, but they have the knowledge and tools to fight back. One key to survival is understanding that fire isn't just a threat. It's a force that can be harnessed. In some cases, survivors have used fire to their advantage. For instance, if you're trapped in a wildfire, you can create your own controlled fire to burn a path that leads you to safety. This technique, called a backburn, is a way to create a fire break ahead of the approaching flames. But even if you don't have the means to create a backburn, there are still ways to protect yourself. One strategy is to lay low. Find a place that is less likely to be consumed by fire: a clearing, a riverbank, or a place where the vegetation is sparse. If you're near a river or a lake, staying in the water can help you avoid the worst of the heat. The key is to keep your distance from the fire's core while ensuring that your shelter provides some protection from the radiant heat. Another important survival tactic is staying low to the ground. The air near the ground is cooler and the smoke tends to rise. If you can keep your face covered with a cloth to protect yourself from smoke inhalation and stay downwind of the fire, you give yourself a better chance of survival. But remember, it's not just about avoiding the fire itself, it's also about staying out of its way. In some cases, survivors have also used fire to signal for help. When you're trapped in the wild, fire can be seen from miles away. Lighting a fire in a controlled manner, such as using green vegetation that creates smoke, can attract rescuers to your location. But this is a last resort tactic, as it requires you to be in a position where the fire can safely be seen without endangering your location. Yet, no strategy is foolproof. Even the most prepared and knowledgeable survivors have faced moments when the odds seemed insurmountable. It's in these moments that the power of the human will truly shines. Fire in the wild is a test of endurance, of adaptability, and of pure grit. As fire spreads, so does the fear of it. There is no other force in nature that can bring a person to the edge of despair quite like fire. In a forest where everything around you is dry and flammable, the sensation of being surrounded by flames can be overwhelming. The heat can make it feel as though your very skin is about to melt away. But it's not just the fire itself that scares us, it's the unknown. The unpredictability of fire is what makes it such a terrifying opponent. Unlike other natural disasters, fire moves unpredictably. It can shift directions with the wind. It can spread faster than you can run. And once it finds fuel, it will burn until nothing is left. It can make you feel small, insignificant, and powerless. But that's why the lessons of survival are so powerful. Because even in the face of overwhelming fear and danger, there are ways to outlast it. The strength lies in your ability to keep moving, to keep thinking, and to never give up, even when the flames seem too close, the smoke too thick, and the heat too unbearable. Survival is not just about knowing how to fight fire. It's about knowing how to survive the fear of it. It's about understanding that fire is a force of nature, but so are you. The human spirit is capable of incredible things when faced with adversity. The battle against fire in the wild is not just a battle against the flames, it's a battle against your own limitations. It's about proving that no matter how hot the fire, no matter how terrifying the blaze, you can survive. And for those who make it through the flames, the experience changes them forever. Fire teaches you what it means to be truly alive, to fight for survival, to value every breath, and to understand the preciousness of life. It shows you how far you can go when pushed to your limit. It reveals the depth of human resilience and the strength of the human spirit. Survival in the wild, where fire is both enemy and teacher, is not for the faint of heart. But those who face fire head-on, armed with knowledge, willpower, and the unwavering determination to survive, will walk away with stories that will live forever. They will rise from the ashes, stronger than before, ready to face whatever comes next.